Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Lisa Mateo. We're joined by Bloomberg's Dan Curtis. All right, Dan, thanks for joining us. I got to start with Deere because their shares have fallen about 5%.
That's right, Lisa. The tractor maker has come out with net income guidance for the current fiscal year. It's looking at about $4 to $4.75 billion. That's well below Wall Street's $5.3 billion estimate. So while the guidance was weak, fiscal fourth quarter sales and revenues both topped estimates. It's been a really tough year for farmers, and something to keep in mind ahead of Thanksgiving as we give thanks for the crops. Crop prices have been low, and farmers have been caught up in the tariff uncertainty around around the U.S. policies. There's been some breakthrough recently with the deal with to get more U.S. crop shipments to China. And Deere CEO John May said, quote, "We believe 2026 will mark the bottom of the large ag cycle." So they are looking ahead and they are looking for a bottom to this. But right now, their outlook for the next year is not as strong as Wall Street was expecting. And as you said, that sending shares lower.
All right, let's talk retail because yesterday you had Kohl's, Abercrombie and Fitch, like their shares soared. Today, Urban Outfitters.
That's right, and Urban Outfitters is joining those shares in a pop. They're up almost 20% in pre-market. The apparel company posted third quarter sales that topped analyst estimates. The strong results came from its namesake brand, that's Urban Outfitters, alongside Anthropologie stores. The quarter announced includes, the back-to-school shopping season, so it shows a strong demand for, people going back to school, spending around events, and that's very much in line with a trend that Goldman Sachs noted recently. U.S. consumers have been showing up for these events. So Goldman says, in between these events, it's been a little weak, but when you have something like back to school, and then also very much of note, Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up, the U.S. consumer has been showing up. So more positive signs from the U.S. retailers this morning.
I already started my Black Friday early, Dan. All right, let's go to tech. How about Dell?
Yeah, so Dell, it's raised its annual projection for the year and is really benefiting from a key AI server business that we've been talking about the AI boom all year, and Dell is a beneficiary of this. It shipped over $5 billion worth of those machines. It booked $12 billion of orders in the prior quarter. It's also upped its projections of those shipments. That's to $25 billion from $20 billion, so a massive projection increase from them. Those shares up 3% in pre-market.
Now, on the flip side, we have Hewlett-Packard. Their shares down about 5%.
Yeah, and Hewlett-Packard, they're really struggling with higher memory prices, something that's going on throughout the entire market. It delivered a profit outlook that fell short of estimates, and not only is it under pressure there, it's also announced 4,000 to 6,000 job cuts by the end of 2028. The company is turning towards AI tools to reduce its headcount. It's trying to blunt the impact of higher memory prices, but again, that is not quite convincing investors. Those shares are down 5%. That's down on top of the 25% fall this year.
All right, and finally, a Zscaler down about 18%. Zscaler, explain who this is.
Yeah, so Zscaler, it's not something everyone has heard of because it's a cybersecurity company, so it tends to be a little bit more business to business than business to consumer. But the company reported fiscal first quarter results well above forecasts. Company also raised its guidance for the rest of the year. That said, the shares are down 7%. So to try and, figure that one out, RBC Capital noted that despite the strong quarter and the raise in full year outlook, the outlook raise was not as strong as the beat this quarter, which does signal some potential weakness over the next 3 quarters.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.